Hello students, welcome to ABG Pathshala. I am Dr. Sanjeev Sharma from Government College, Nadon, Himachal Pradesh. Today we are going to talk on module Preparation of Balance Sheet under Sole Proprietorship from paper Accounting and Financial Analysis. After studying this module, students may able to understand the meaning of sole proprietorship, its registration, advantage. Also, knowledge can be gained regarding the final accounts of sole proprietorship, balance sheet preparation, its limitation, and the suitability of sole trade form of business. In drastic changing environment, new prospectus for already incorporated business is increasing, and the opening up new ways for expansion and diversification. The ever-changing demands of customers act as a catalyst for the business houses to modify and enhance the quality as well as the quantity of their product so as to attract more number of customers. Various forms of business are working in present globalized environment. The company form, be it private or public, partnership form, where two or more numbers jointly start a business by equally contributing as well as equally sharing, a joint Hindu family business where family members own and contribute the business, or a non-profit organization working solely for not earning the profits but for the society. Apart from the above mentioned forms, if an individual wishes to start a business individually on its own, he can start up a sole trade form of business. This is the simplest form of business, and this form of business requires no number of minimum members, partners for setting up business. Neither it requires any minimum amount of capital for starting its business. In this form of an individual deals into small scale industries or business and can wish to expand as well as in future. Now, what is the meaning of sole proprietorship? As the name suggests, sole means single. On the other hand, proprietor is a person who starts up a business. Therefore, sole proprietorship, single owner, is that form of business where a single person starts up a business totally under his single ownership. Here, the proprietor puts in the capital solely on his own and carries out the business without any partners and bears the risk and losses as well as takes the benefit of profits on its own. In simple terms, a form of business where there is a lack of partnership and is controlled and managed by a single owner is termed as sole proprietorship business. What are the characteristics of sole proprietorship? No compulsory registration is required under sole proprietorship. In order to start up with the sole proprietorship business, there is no need to get itself registered under any of the acts. It is not a compulsion. That registration is not a compulsion which should be followed by sole trader, and he can start the business without getting the registration. Single owner. This type of business is owned, controlled and managed by a single owner itself without interference from any other person. Unlimited liability. This is the biggest limitation of sole proprietorship. The liability of the owner to pay back its debt lies totally on the shoulders of one person. Therefore, it is said that liability is unlimited. No separation between ownership and management. Unlike a partnership firm, there is no separation between ownership and management. That is, they both are considered as one. In sole proprietorship, owner and manager are the similar persons. No perpetual succession. A sole proprietorship form of business cannot last forever. and dissolves as soon as owner fail or fall ill to continue with his business or dies. Quick decision making. The owner of the business is free to take up the decisions on its own without prior consultation with anybody. Therefore, it is quite possible that decisions which are taken in this type of business is quick, and he can take the decisions without any delay, which is very much important for any business concern. Now, it is important to know what are the advantages of sole trade or sole proprietorship business, why this business is preferred by persons. The first and foremost advantage of this business is easy formation and dissolution. Incorporating sole proprietorship business is the simplest and easiest procedure, as no legal formalities are required for its incorporation, and neither it is governed by any of the acts. However, some general laws like Sale of Goods Act, Law of Contract follow. The next advantage is tax advantage. A sole trader running a sole proprietorship business need not to pay the taxes on the business, but only the individual taxes. He has to pay only the individual taxes. According to the Income Tax Act 1961, an individual is liable to pay the tax only limited to his income. Therefore, the tax liability is much less as compared to other form of businesses. No minimum numbers are required in this form of business. To start up a business, there is no need for the individual to maintain the requirement of minimum number of members. Unlike the partnership form of business, a single person can itself start up the business. The sole proprietorship business has many advantages, and one of the advantages is no need to hold policy meeting. A sole trader need not conduct any kind of policy meeting or board meeting because the decisions are to be taken alone by the owner. So the need to conduct such meetings is not felt, whereas in case of other forms, this meeting has to be conducted before taking any decision. So this is the biggest advantage of this business form, that there is no need to hold policy meetings. No partnership deed is required. In partnership deed is required, but as there are no partners, therefore need to frame a partnership deed does not exist. A need is a set of rules and regulations containing the conditions regarding partnership. Ease in employment. A sole trader is free to hire any number of employees without entering their names as owners. Also, wife or husband of the owner can be employed and can help in running the business without even being delayed as an employee or partner to the business. Sole authority. The owner has the only authority to make up the plans for his own business without consulting any other member. There is no contribution or distribution of authority between partners and is enjoyed by a single person only. So there is sole authority in sole proprietorship business. Quick decision making. In order to make any kind of decision relating to the business, sole trader need not consult anyone. As a result, lot of time is saved and decisions are taken quickly. Whereas in other forms of business such as company or partnership, decisions are taken after consultation, and in these type of forms it is a time consuming process, whereas in sole proprietorship decisions are taken very quickly, and it is a very good advantage for sole proprietorship business. No profit sharing required. Unlike in the partnership form, under a sole proprietorship, there is no need to share the profits in equal ratio with the members. The sole owner shares the profits on his own. Final accounts are the important or essential part for any organization. And in similar manner, final accounts of sole proprietorship are also important, and we must have the knowledge about what are the final accounts of sole proprietorship and what these includes. So business concern work throughout the year to earn the profits and deal with the changing environment effectively. And at the end of the accounting year, owners, managers are interested in knowing the overall financial position of the concern, which helps in formulating policies, effective decision making. And final accounts, also known as financial statements, are a set of systematical, presented and chronically recorded accounts which reveals the financial position of the concern at the end of the accounting year. Preparation of final accounts is the last step in the entire accounting cycle. The cycle starts with the recording of monetary transactions in the books of accounts and ends with the preparation of final accounts. Sole proprietorship can be classified into two heads: manufacturing concern and non-manufacturing concern. Final accounts of sole proprietorship can be divided into two parts. One is for manufacturing concern and the another are for non-manufacturing concern. Manufacturing concern with the purpose of manufacturing the goods and then selling them to the customers. They do not borrow the items from outside for reselling them in the market. Instead, produce them on their own. Whereas non-manufacturing concern are involved in the process of selling only. They are not engaged in the process of manufacture, but simply purchase the goods from outside and sell them to customers without changing the original form of the goods. They are not attached to manufacturing business. Final accounts of manufacturing business entities include the preparation of manufacturing account, trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Whereas final accounts of non-manufacturing concern include preparation of trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Final accounts of sole proprietorships, and there are the steps for final accounts preparation in case of sole proprietorship are as recording the monetary transactions in journal. First of all, we have to record the financial transactions or monetary transactions in journal, and after that posting them to the ledger accounts, preparing a trading account. Now with the help of trading account, preparing profit and loss account and balance sheet. So these are the steps through which final accounts of sole trader or proprietor are prepared. First of all, we have to pass the journal entries. Then with the help of those journal entries, we have to prepare the different ledger accounts. And with the help of those ledger accounts, the balance of ledger accounts are used for preparing trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. The nominal accounts are taken into trading and profit and loss account, whereas personal and real accounts are shown in the balance sheet of the concern. The only difference between the two concern is the additional preparation of manufacturing account in case of manufacturing business entities. Manufacturing account is prepared to know the costs involved in the process of manufacturing the finished goods, and the balance of the manufacturing account can be transferred to the trading account. The preparation of rest of accounts, that is trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet remains the same both for manufacturing as well as for the non-manufacturing concerns. Balance sheet of a sole proprietorship business. Balance sheet is also known as position statement. It is a statement which highlights the financial position of the enterprise. It depicts the position of assets and liabilities of the firm by recording them. According to A. Palmer, the balance sheet is a statement at a particular date showing on one side the trader's property and possessions and the other hand liabilities. It shows that balance sheet is a position statement which is prepared to show the financial position of the concern. It shows its assets and liabilities, and with the help of assets and liabilities we can judge the financial health of that organization, and it is prepared at a particular date. This statement is prepared at a particular date showing assets and liabilities. Now, preparing a balance sheet is very much important for any concern, and it serves the following purposes. It shows the balance sheet position is revealed at the end of an accounting year with the help of the balance sheet. By preparing balance sheet, the financial position is cleared. The assets and liabilities are presented in elaborated manner or in detailed manner. The solvency position, the firm is able to pay its long-term liabilities or not. The solvency position of the concern can be judged easily. The opening entries of the next year financial year depends on the figure from the previous year balance sheet. So, it is important that this year balance sheet should be prepared properly. Sole proprietorship prepare the balance sheet horizontally, depicting the capital and liabilities on the left side, whereas assets on the right side of the balance sheet. The format is presented below. The pro forma balance sheet is shown in this picture. Capital and liabilities include, and they start with capital account, then profit is added in capital, whereas loss is reduced from the capital. If there are drawings, they will be deducted from capital account. The next is long-term loans. These may include term loans or other loans. Next are short-term loans, which includes cash credit, overdraft and other loans. After that, current liabilities. Current liabilities include trade payables, bills payable, outstanding expenses, provision for bad debts, provision for retirement benefits and provision for taxation. All these items are of liabilities, and these are shown on capital and liability side of the balance sheet. The second side is asset side. Tangible fixed assets, land include land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixtures, vehicles. Intangible includes goodwill, patent rights. Investment include long-term investment. Current asset include stock, trade receivable, bills receivable, advances, cash at bank, cash in hand. And this statement is also known as position statement because it shows the financial position of a concern at a particular date. It is prepared at the end of the year, and it shows what is the position of assets and liabilities of the concern. From the above figure, following points can be stated. The order of arranging the liabilities may be in two ways. First is to show the capital, followed by long-term liabilities, lastly short-term liabilities, which is to be paid within a period of 1 year. Short-term liabilities mean the liabilities which is to be paid within a period of 1 year. And this is the first way to show the liabilities. First, we have to show capital, followed by long-term liabilities, and lastly the short-term liabilities. And second method is to depict the short-term liabilities in the beginning, followed by long-term liabilities, and at the last capital. These are the two methods which are used for arranging the liabilities. The assets may be grouped either in order of permanence or in order of liquidity. Order of liquidity means the most liquid asset will be followed or shown first, followed by less liquid asset. Liquid asset means those assets which can be easily and quickly converted into cash. So in order of liquidity, most liquid asset will be shown first. And the second way is order of permanence, which means the assets which are to be used for long term in the business and are not supposed to be sold are presented first, followed by the liquid assets. It is just opposite to order of liquidity. The order of liquidity is shown in this picture. It is clear that cash in hand is followed by cash at bank, then investments, then trade receivable, then machinery, then land, then patents, then goodwill. Most liquid asset, that is cash in hand, is shown at the beginning if we are using order of liquidity. If order of permanence is followed, then most liquid asset, that is cash in hand, is shown at the last. And it is clear from this picture also that goodwill, patents, land and machinery, trade receivable, investments, cash at hand, and cash in hand is shown at last, whereas goodwill is shown at the beginning. So order of permanence is just opposite to order of liquidity. But the balance sheet can be clarified with the help of the example also. And here we are provided with a trial balance of Sharma Sons on 31st March 2014, and we have to prepare the balance sheet. Now, particular side, we are provided with the information capital, land and building, term loan, trade receivable, cash in hand, stock, machinery, trade payables, advances to creditors, net profit, and drawings. And it is also clear now what is the balance of particular account. For example, the balance of capital is credit balance. Now we have to prepare a balance sheet with the help of these accounts. Now we have to pick which one is assets or liabilities. For example, capital, liability, land and building, asset, term loan, liability, trade receivable, assets, cash in hand, asset, stock, asset, machinery, asset, trade payables, liabilities, advances to creditors, assets, net profit, liability, or it will be added in capital account because we are preparing accounts for sole trader. So net profit is added in capital, and if there will be net loss, then that loss will be deducted from the capital of sole trader, and drawing is also reduced from the capital. In this picture, balance sheet is provided, and it is clear from balance sheet that on the capital and liability side, capital, term loans, and trade payables are shown. All these are the liabilities. Whereas on asset side, land and building, machinery, stock, trade receivable, advances to creditor, and cash in hand are shown. Capital is shown on the top of, and it is followed by term loan, and trade payables. Whereas in case of assets, land and building is followed by machinery, stock, trade receivable, advances, and cash in hand. So And further, both the sides of assets and liabilities are equal, which shows the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. Balance sheet is used to depict the position of the or financial position of the concern, and it is also clear from this statement that the firm has following assets and following liabilities which the firm has to pay. Though sole proprietor seems to be the simplest form of business, and it seems that starting up a sole proprietorship business involves less legal formalities and a non-compulsory registration. It is also affected by some limitations. The first limitation is unlimited liability. The owner himself is responsible for paying off all debts, be it long-term or short-term. No one expects the owner is liable to clear all the debts. Limited amount of capital. As the owner is solely responsible for bringing in the capital, the amount of capital so brought in is limited and is of limited amount, unlike the partnership firm where each partner brings in some amount of capital while entering into partnership. Limitations of the sole proprietorship, and one of the limitation is limited idea. The owner is the sole authority to frame the policies and ideas. He is a single mind working on the entire business. Therefore, only he is the one responsible for framing the ideas. Therefore, only limited ideas, limited to his thinking capacity, are generated. For the limited size of business is also a limitation of sole proprietorship, since the owner himself is not acquainted with all skill, expertise, adequate finance for expansion. He sometimes failed to expand, diversify the business to fullest, either due to lack of expertise or due to lack of finances. No continuity in business. Unlike partnership firm or company, sole proprietorship lacks continuity in business, as it does not have partners to carry on the business forever, but the business dissolves as soon as the owner becomes seriously ill or dies. Suitability of sole proprietorship. The limitations of sole proprietorship bring us to the situations where the sole proprietorship form of business is suitable to start up, when the amount of capital required is small, where it is important to keep a direct contact with the customers, when continuity of the business is not an issue for the concern, when a limited scale of business is needed to be carried out, where a vast storage of knowledge, ideas, skills and expertise is not required, then we can use, in these type of situations, sole proprietorship business. So students, let us summarize what we have learnt in this module. Any individual person, a group of person can start any form of business and carry out its operations and serve its products to the customers at large. Any form of business line, be it a partnership or a company or a non-profit organization, it all starts with the idea of single man known as proprietor. And sometimes if the proprietor wishes not to indulge anyone in the business and start off alone, then this form of business organization is termed as sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship means single ownership business, which is owned, managed and controlled by a single person. The owner brings in the entire amount of capital on its own, operates the business activities alone, bear all risks and losses alone, and at the end enjoys all profits earned alone. There is an unlimited liability and no separation between the ownership and management, no perpetual succession. As far as the registration is concerned, there is not a legal liability on the owner to get its business registered. Apart from this, tax benefits are also enjoyed by the owner, as only individual taxes are paid and not the business taxes. The final account preparation under sole proprietorship form includes preparation of trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet in case of non-manufacturing concern, and the preparation of manufacturing account, trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet in case of manufacturing concern. The balance sheet preparation is the final step in the final accounts. Preparation of balance sheet, and balance sheet is a summarized form of statement which reveals the position of assets owned and the liabilities due upon business. It is a way to know the exact financial position of the concern. A sole proprietor follows a horizontal method to prepare its balance sheet as at the end of the accounting year. The left hand side of the balance sheet presents the capital and liabilities, and the right hand side shows the assets either in the order of permanence or liquidity. A sole proprietorship faces a problem of unlimited liability, small amount of capital, less scope for expansion, limited ideas, and lack of continuity. So therefore, before setting up such form of business, it is always advisable to look up at the suitability. This form of business should be started only when the amount of capital required is small, where it is important to keep a direct contact with the customers, when continuity of the business is not an issue for the concern, when a limited scale of business is needed to carry it out, and where a vast storehouse of knowledge, ideas, skills, and expertise is not required.